Welcome to my review of my Kiesel Custom Shop guitar, also formerly known as carving guitars. Some of the famous endorsers include Jason Becker, an absolutely amazing guitarist and artist and human being who sadly suffers from ALS, as well as Alan Holdsworth, a genius fusion guitarist who is simply impeccable. Frank Gambale, famous for his sweeping technique, also an outstanding musician in every respect. And of course the legendary Greg Howe, who is a relatively recent endorser of the brand. He's my favorite guitarist, along with Sean Lane and many others of course, but these are the ones that I really care for. So let's take a look at my specific model, shall we? This is the ultimate gig bag here, which is really sturdy. You can also order it with a hard shell case, of course. Let's take a look what we've got here. Well, there we go. So this is my customized guitar. Now what you can see, the way it works is, just check this out. The way it works is you can choose a base model and then customize it to your liking. You can change the wood combinations of the top wood or no top wood, the one piece or two piece, neck through, set neck, bolt on, and tremolos or fixed bridge, or Floyd Rose or vintage tremolo, Wilkinson tremolo, hip shot tremolo, then pickups, humbucker or humbucker, single coil humbucker, or 3 single coils, you know, pretty much whatever. Active or passive electronics, push-pull and 5-way, 3-way, so many options to choose from, and finishes as well. I mean, there's so many colors to choose from and patterns. Same with fingerboards. I'm a fan of maple, so I was happy to see that this company has a lot of options for maple fingerboard lovers, such as myself. And this is a bird's eye maple fretboard, which is just gorgeous. I chose it with the Evo J frets. They're gold jumbo frets. They last longer than the commonly used nickel ones. I went with the diamond shaped inlays, and the inlay material is abalone. Now, to be fair, I should have done more research, because of course abalone is absolutely gorgeous, no doubt about it, but I won't choose it for my next build because unfortunately I didn't really do my research, and I don't endorse cruelty to animals, and there's very little information regarding abalone and how it is harvested and so on, so I'm not sure, but I'd rather stay away from it. But of course it's nature and it's so beautiful. But next time I'll choose luminlay, which we'll get to in a moment. Then you can also choose an engraved truss rod cover. In my case, Alienadin was the choice. I'll flip that around. Here we go. So Alienadin engraved. Then I chose the inline headstock, so there's also a choice between all kinds of headstocks. I went for this one. It's sort of like a vintage style, and I like this one. I don't really care for the heavy metal or aggressive looking ones, but there are so many options, and also reverse and whatnot, so it's just amazing. You can also have 7 or 8 string instruments, multi-scale, and their multi-scale you know, not too severe but nicely angled, I guess. So you can also choose between lots of different logos in terms of do you want it silver, gold, pearloid, mother of pearl, sorry, abalone, or with drop shadow. I went with the drop shadow gold inlay, which I'm very happy with. Looks great. And then you can choose the hardware color, of course. I went with gold in my case, and they all come with the Kiesel locking tuners, which are very reliable. Now just to look at that top, I mean, it looks like stitched silk or something, and it's really nicely book matched. And this is just the standard 4A quality top, and you can have, you know, a photo match if you send it in for a slight upcharge, or you can have 5A, 6A, 7A master grade. It's just limitless. Of course it will cost you a bit more depending on what you want. Then you can have different knobs. I went with the gold metal knob with abalone top, and of course it's beautiful, but once again I won't choose abalone again. Then I went with the gold Wilkinson bridge because I have several Floyd Rose guitars, or Floyd Rose style guitars, and I wanted something simpler this time. Now at first I was very disappointed with the Wilkinson tremolo because it didn't keep in tune at all, but then I learned I just had to loop the nuts ever so slightly, and I used the pencil trick, which you can look up online, and then yeah, so now it's really stable. And at first I was also disappointed because it was very loose in here, but you know, the idiot that I am, I didn't know that, well, hello, there's a little hole here and you could tighten that screw. So now I'm really happy with it. Yeah, you see, I've been playing a lot already. And that's just me. They're not for looking, they're actually to be played. That's a guitar's purpose. You can also choose different pickup colors. You can have bezels or no bezels. You can have, you know, all kinds of Seymour Duncan pickups or their own Kiesel pickups. Mostly it's the lithiums, which are in here as well. And you can have the pickup covers in several color combinations as well. You can have all black or zebra, what I went with. So to sort of go from the fingerboard color and then to black, and then, you know, have a nice contrast there that they also pop a bit. And as you can see, it's just really beautiful. And you can also have white and black and white, and even metal covers. And for the very expensive models, I think only available with the Kiesel Edition series, you can have wooden or wood bobbins, I believe they're called. So there's a lot of options out there. So color-wise, I went with deep aqua burst and on a quilted top or quilt top, and I didn't go with the regular aqua burst because that would look similar to my Ibanez Prestige, and since I already have that, I wanted something else, and I saw that they have this V-burst, which I thought looked really gorgeous. So I went with that, and I'm very glad I did. And of course, matching headstock as well in the V-burst. Now, let's turn this puppy around. So this is the back side now. This is the regular deep aqua burst over all the body. And is it a set neck or a neck through? I mean, logically, you know, I think it's a neck through because the neck goes through the whole body, but I could be terribly mistaken here. Anyways, so this is a 5-piece maple neck. So you see it goes all the way to the end of the body, and here is this neck heel, which is simply fantastic. And this transition I just love, and I went with 5-piece maple neck with purple heart stripes. You can see these are really generous stripes. And back again, and here's a closer look at the Kiesel locking tuners. Very nice as well. Very happy with how this turned out. Normally most of my electric guitars have tung oil necks, and they feel fantastic, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing I could criticize when it comes to tung oil necks, but I wanted something a bit more special in terms of having a finish on the back perhaps. So I said, alright, let's do this gloss, because then you can, normally it would all be blue or aqua depending on what finish you choose, the entirety of the neck. And I wanted to see the purple heart stripes because they're visually very appealing, obviously, and don't only lend more stability to the neck. So I asked them to keep the middle section clear, which they did. And I'm very happy that this could be done. Now, one of the really cool things are these luminlay side dots. You just basically, I use my flashlight and shine at them ever so briefly, and they stay illuminated in the dark for hours really. So I will choose them for the fretboard as well on my next build, should I ever have the money again. Alright, so that pretty much concludes the technical aspects. And so there's a website builder on Kiesel guitars. Website builder, you choose the base model and then you click on it, and then there's a builder, it's I think in green letters. You click on that and then you can choose all the options, and there are also lots of options and custom colors that are not in the builder, and you should really call his guys, as he always likes to say, Jeff Kiesel, and they will tell you whether it's possible or not, whether it is an option, you know, whatever you want. So just call them and ask. It's certainly the best way, and I would choose a hybrid method. So first design it in the builder to pretty much your liking, and then if you have some extra wishes you can call them and ask if that's even feasible. Alright, so much for the specs. Oh yeah, another thing I should mention is the thickness of the tops. Right, I have two guitars with, can't even really see it here, with flamed maple tops. This is a Laguna guitar, and this Sean custom shop 8-string guitar, and these are veneer tops. This is not a veneer, this is serious business, as you can see. I mean, this is, I don't know how many millimeters, but probably 8 or so, almost a centimeter. So this really will affect your tone, and you're getting something, your money's worth. And the costs, honestly, I mean, I've checked so many custom shops, and most of them are twice as expensive, easily, for a base model. And here I went all out on this build, and I didn't really save on anything. I said, no, this is it. My dream guitar is going to be built here. And I put it all together, and I was very pleasantly surprised by how affordable it was. I mean, look at this instrument. It's just phenomenal. It's so beautiful, and it's one of a kind. I'm the only one with exactly this guitar, so I can highly recommend them. There are some tiny flaws that I've discovered, but it's really nitpicking, and you can easily fix, well, at least 2 of those, or even 3. Let's just briefly look at them, if we can even find them. Now here you see this thin scratch, and I know you can just, you know, fix that with steel wool and some appropriate oil. And there's another one, but that one is really hard to see on camera. It's here, also runs through the, on top of the abalone inlay here. It's really hard to pick up. Another one, the missing color here. It's not on the top, it's inside. And my Ibanez Prestige has that as well, so it's no biggie. Lastly, this dust particle is under the finish, so you can't just wipe it away. But again, I mean, it's really exactly in the middle of the 2 purple heart stripes, or between the 2 purple heart stripes, so it doesn't really bother me. It makes it even more unique, I guess. Now there's some more things I would like to talk about regarding the Kiesel. So this one is the ST300 base model, and I actually learned about Kiesel or carving guitars at that time through Jason Becker, whom I really admire, and it breaks my heart what happened to him, but he's such a positive human being, and still keeps composing his fantastic music. So anyways, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I saw his carbon bluey guitar, which is actually the same kind of model in terms of a body shape. It just has a different headstock, and it normally comes with a flamed maple fingerboard, and I think also a flamed maple neck. But overall, I really loved that body shape, but I don't particularly care for that, you know, angular Jackson style headstock. So I looked at their website and found that you could, you know, choose your own kind of headstock, or at least have a variety to choose from. So I did just that, and I ended up with the ST300, which has the exact same body shape as the Jason Becker model, but many more customizable options are available, or were, because this model has been discontinued now, I'm sad to say. Yeah, what else? Now, this is where the serial number is. Made in USA is written on here as well. And let's take it for a test ride.